I've been that guy. While you was at home doing this, I was in the club making moves.
Jake Paul, if this is not going to be, curated into a little dance around exhibition, could find himself in a way of getting seriously hurt here, like Francis Ngannou did. Francis Ngannou was an MMA fighter that got blasted out by
Anthony Joshua has finally spoken out after Jake Paul's latest training footage sent shockwaves across social media, with fans analyzing every slow-motion punch and power combination from Paul's newest camp video. Joshua's reaction adds fresh intensity to the growing hype. As a former unified heavyweight champion, AJ isn't easily impressed, but he's clearly paying attention. And with Paul appearing sharper, quicker, and more disciplined than ever, Joshua's response suggests a blend of respect for Paul's improvement and confidence that seasoned experience will take over when they finally touch gloves on fight night.
And Anthony Joshua should not get in the way of Fury and Joshua, really, in my view. It's an absolute joke. It shouldn't be sanctioned. I really don't believe it should be sanctioned. I have a sneaking suspicion that it would be a very big fight. But the biggest thing is us rubbernecking to actually see if they do get to the point where they step in the ring together. Because Jake Paul's an area-level fighter, a British area-level fighter, and Anthony Joshua is still a killer and a live heavyweight. That should not be sanctioned anywhere in the world, in my view.
It's dangerous, mate.
Very dangerous.
It brings the sport into disrepute. The people that are talking about organising that, they should have a real hard look at themselves.
But even Eddie Hearn's kind of teasing he doesn't like it, but you can see the glimpse of dollars.
There's no price. There is no price.
There shouldn't be.
There's absolutely no price on the planet in order to make.
Back when Paul was still finding his footing in boxing, Joshua offered what many considered a surprisingly supportive assessment during a 2025 interview. When asked about Paul, Joshua simply said, "He's good for boxing." That early comment showed he was willing to acknowledge Paul's impact on public interest in the sport, even if many doubted Paul's long-term potential. Fast forward to now, the fight is no longer hypothetical, and the stakes are sky-high. Paul enters with a 12-1 record and 7 knockouts, facing the toughest challenge of his career. Joshua, a former unified world heavyweight champion, comes in with a 28-4 record.
Trying to fight Anthony Joshua now. How do you think that's going to go?
Man, Anthony Joshua, I don't know why I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. No disrespect to Jake Paul, I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. I'm saying like within like 2-3 rounds.
Yeah.
You saw what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou?
Yeah.
Come on, I never seen Francis get knocked out.
Yeah, that was huge too.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
huge.
both huge.
Yeah, he's huge. But you gotta hear the story. You gotta get Francis Ngannou in here and hear this story though.
I'd love to.
Bro, he was set up though, for real. I believe
that fight?
Yeah, I believe him. Cause here's what they do, like what sometimes what people don't understand. Like in boxing too, I don't know a whole lot about boxing. You know, when you fight for promotion, they promote that fighter. So he's fighting in Saudi Arabia. So they was probably fighting at 3 a.m. and they had him in the locker room and stuff.
In their first public face-off at the November 21st press conference, Joshua didn't hold back. He stressed the professionalism of the event, declaring it massive, colossal, and a major sporting showdown that blends star power with skill. He made it clear his mindset is simple: no mercy. During that same conference for the December 19th fight, Paul was asked what weight he expects to come in at. He explained that he had recently been cutting weight for a different fight, which makes transitioning into a heavyweight contest more difficult. He projected his weight to land somewhere between 215 and 225 pounds.
He's here to do his job. I could sit up here, as I said, and try and address all the things that Jake doesn't do good. But I'm fighting the Jake that's going to do everything good on December 19th. So let me focus on that. He's a good person, does his thing, great team around him, puts in the work, and that's why he's sitting here now. Anyone out there in the world that works harder than the next person deserves to be a front runner, and he's a front runner in the boxing game right now.
Respect. Jake, can I ask, it feels to me from afar, you're in a bit of a lose-lose here, because it seems like a lot of people want to see you get obliterated, right? A lot of people want to see you get your comeuppance. And if you do pull off the upset, or if this fight goes the distance, again, the whispers will start to come. People will discredit you. People will say, this, that, and the other about the fight. How do you balance that, and how do you deal with that?
Man, I've already won at every single thing in life. I'm playing on house money. I've accomplished all my dreams, said everything I was gonna do, from becoming, the first influencer to become an actor on Disney, to becoming the biggest YouTuber in the world, to rising to the top of boxing and having the largest viewed fight in the history of the sport. I've accomplished everything, so this is a win-win and another challenge for myself. I've never been knocked down or knocked out even in sparring, but I'm in a sport where that happens, and I know this is dangerous, but this is no different than a soccer player, losing in the World Cup on the biggest stage. If that's how it goes, if I take one of those punches that Francis Ngannou took and I'm on the canvas, let's see how tough I am. Let's see if I can get back up. But I'm ready for that. I'm prepared for that mentally, and I know that he has to deal with me as well. This is not as one-sided fight as people think, and I have power. I have the ability to put people to sleep, and so that's why I took this challenge. And I know it's crazy and all of that, but I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited. My team's excited, and everyone believes in me, and that's all that matters.
How much do you expect to weigh on fight night?
Man, I was cutting down for Gervonta, so it's been a little tough getting back up in some strength for this, but anywhere 215 to 225, we'll see.
Okay, and I want to clear something up with you, AJ. I saw in the press release that it said that on weigh-in day, you can't weigh above 245, but post weigh-ins, you can weigh whatever you want. There's no rehydration clause or anything like that. Is that accurate?
Whatever it says, yeah, I think that's the case, but my focus, 111 kilograms, is what I got to weigh in at, right? I do kilograms, not
Yeah,
pounds.
I don't know. You stumped me on that one. What is 100?
Jake Paul insists this fight is his moment to silence critics who say he only chooses smaller or past their prime opponents. By standing across from Anthony Joshua, a true heavyweight and former world champion, Paul argues he's finally proving he belongs at the elite level. According to him, beating Joshua erases every doubt. The AJ versus Jake Paul showdown will be a fully sanctioned professional heavyweight bout under Queensberry rules. It will consist of 8 3-minute rounds with 10-ounce gloves. Joshua must weigh no more than 245 pounds, a firm cap intended to keep things competitive. A winter defeat counts on each man's official record. This is as real as boxing gets.
Real boxer. They said, fight someone your size. They said, fight a world champion. We looked at a long list of supposed fighters for me to fight. The world. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked, I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025, USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua, Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio, but
Teddy Atlas has taken a cautiously intrigued stance on the matchup. While he warns that the fight may be a leap too far for Paul, given the massive difference in skill and experience, he doesn't dismiss it outright. Atlas points to Joshua's recent knockout loss and his long layoff, suggesting that lingering doubts could make him vulnerable. Even though he acknowledges Joshua is still the more powerful and technically superior fighter, Atlas says he's willing to see which version of AJ steps into the ring.
Having said all of that, this might be a step too far. Now, when I say it, I'm also, I try to be responsible. I've been in this game 50 years, so I know where not to step, where you could twist an ankle, or worse, you could break a leg or fall down. When I say that with the understanding, too, that Joshua's coming off being knocked out. Joshua hasn't fought for a year, right? But it's about a year. And there's some ghost in his attic. There are. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's gotten rid of some of them, but I know that in the position of a fighter coming where he's coming from, there are ghosts in your attic. I don't know if those ghosts are still taking up space. I don't know if maybe there could be no better exorcism for those ghosts than fighting a Jake Paul. That might be just the exorcism you need to clear out the attic. I don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. That's the mystery part of this. That's what makes it so, it makes it two things at once. Intriguing and...
Ryan Garcia has spoken on how life-changing a loss could be for Jake Paul. He emphasizes that Joshua's power isn't something to take lightly, and that a defeat could affect Paul not just physically, but in terms of reputation and career direction. Garcia explains that the experience could reshape Paul entirely, highlighting how serious this challenge really is. Joshua's punching power and tactical ability make this a test with real consequences. Preparation, discipline, and awareness are crucial for Paul as he steps into danger. Another concern among analysts is Joshua's activity level. He has fought only twice in the past 2 years. After a split decision loss to Alexander Usyk in 2022, Joshua's schedule has been inconsistent.
Anthony Joshua.
By far?
Yeah. Too easy.
Why did he take that fight?
I think he didn't have no opponents and he wanted to make Netflix happy, and I think he made a misstep. I think he was handling his career perfectly.
Yeah.
I think he would have beat Gervonta.
I think he would have beat Gervonta too.
But I think this is a big misstep. I think he let his ego get in from him.
Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua isn't just a bold gamble. Many experts believe it's a potential threat to his health. Boxing insiders such as Ariel Helwani have warned that Joshua's raw knockout power and experience could put Paul in serious danger, referring to past devastating KOs as clear evidence of the risk involved.
Fights has been beaten 3 times. The 4 fighters that he beat didn't come to win. So he's not in his prime, is he? He's literally at the end of his career, pretty much finished. And this is why taking this fight with you is telling you all you need to know. It's a cash out. He might as well just cream as much money as he can at the end of his career, fighting an absolute joke shop in clown world. When I beat Anthony Joshua, he says, every doubt disappears. Come on. I mean, if this is a straight up AJ versus Jake Paul, then we all know what should happen. This is a 1-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury, for crying out loud. You can't jump in with Anthony Joshua now and expect to get a result. So, nothing's going to no doubt's going to disappear.
Rising heavyweight Moses Itama has urged Paul to prioritize his health over the payday, warning that one mistimed punch could leave lasting damage. Meanwhile, former champion Amir Khan straightforwardly cautioned that Joshua could hurt him badly, even suggesting the possibility of brain damage.
Joshua sparked him out in like 2 rounds. Really? Yeah, why do you look surprised when I don't.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Come on, bro, you're fighting like one of the best heavyweight fighters in the world against a YouTuber. Like, come on. Like, respect the sport of boxing. And if AJ has to go in there and show these influencers that, listen, you can't fuck about with boxing. You know what I mean? Someone's gonna get hurt badly, and this could be one of the first fights where a fighter gets hurt badly, because if you look at the size difference and the power difference, I mean, bro, there could be brain damages going on there. I mean, AJ could hurt him badly, you know.
Well, when you look at Francis Ngannou, who's one of the most fearsome combat styles there is. I know it's MMA, but we saw what AJ did to Ngannou. So,
and that's why you don't look. You can't be surprised if AJ's going to do the same to what's it called again?
MMA fighter Darren Till has entered the debate, calling Jake Paul's decision to challenge Anthony Joshua disrespectful. He argues that although Paul is a master of promotion, he hasn't earned the right to face one of boxing's top names. Many within the boxing community agree, believing Paul is venturing far beyond his level.
Is it all just, does he actually believe that he can beat Anthony Joshua? Is it all for clout? Is it all just to keep his... I don't know. I mean, fucking... It's a little bit disrespectful as well. Like, Anthony Joshua hasn't fucking been a heavyweight world champion, beating all these absolute killers just to get called out by Jake Paul. But look, if Jake Paul believes in himself, then, you know, you can't really fault that. Like, obviously, but sometimes it comes across as a bit delusion as well. Because I know for a fact that I'd fight Jake, I'd beat him up.